I want to welcome you to Jebb Adams' channel. I hope you find something useful here, and I also hope that you do come back again. And please do subscribe, it helps.
Hi there, gals and guys. I'm here with two motors. These motors are from two 306 Singer 306K machines that you know a little bit if you've been following along these past few months. This one is from PARMEET 306K, and this one is from DENIS 306K. This one came from Rice Lake, near Rice Lake, and this one came from southeast of Ottawa. So on the heels of working on some other motors, somebody made a comment that why don't we take a look at some 306K motors. So this one is called a BA3-8. Don't know if you can see that. I'll turn the camera. A catalog number BA3-8 right there. I'm not sure, I don't know what that SSAU 52-33-1 was made in Elizabethport, New Jersey, the Singer Manufacturing Co., which they call themselves Simanco. And it's 0.53 amps and 110, 120 volts, 25 to 75 cycles, DC, and made in the USA. So what I can see right off the bat is that even if the brushes are good, because we're going to take the caps off and check the brushes, but even just the dust and shmoo and gunk and stuff I can already see that's been gathering there for over half a century, the whole thing is going to have to be cleaned, much like this one. This one, it looks like it's lived in boathouses, and oh yeah, you can see the fluff and shmoo in there and there. So, and the wiring here this is unsafe. This wiring, it's all broken and cracked, and it's not safe at all. If the cover is that bad, you know, the inside can't be that great either. So we'll start our adventure with, right off the bat, I would just like to pull out these brushes and see what the scoop is with them. So, and we want to be gentle with these caps. We don't want to be torquing on them because they will break. Likewise, you have to be really careful when you put them in. The spring blew the cap up. Let's pay attention to the spring. Oh dear. Did we get anything else? Oh, I think so. Anyway, we should see the brush. There it is. There's a lot of brush there. Wow. Impressive. And looking at that, we can see that it needs to be cleaned. These are motor oil. This is a motor oil porthole there for putting oil into the motor. So I'm putting them in a magnetic tray is what I'm doing. Keep them all in one place. This one we already loosened, so we'll just loosen it some more, take it off. And see if I can line you up. I'm always leaving you just out of the frame. Let me get seated on my... Oh, there, that feels good. So now I know it's going to come flying out, so take it off gently. Jebb. There. And out comes this brush. And that's that one. And we see that obviously they're the same size because they live in the same place. So those brushes they're in good shape. They're not covered in carbon dust or oil. The springs are looking good. So they're in good shape. These Bakelite, I think they're Bakelite, these things, they're fairly clean. For a machine that is not very clean, those are pretty clean. So that's good. We saw that. Now how do we get into there? There's a grease port there, a grease port there. But I don't really know how to get into the motor now. So that will be interesting. Here's the bottom of the spindle, the bearing. We can see all the dust in there on the wiring and the stuff. That's interesting. Maybe it's not meant to ever be taken apart. Maybe that's what the issue is. Let's take a look at this one. And we'll see what it says on it. It says BA3-8. This one is 0.6 amps, and it's a BRJ7. BRJ7, and this is the BA3-8. Well, it's all going to have to be dusted and cleaned and oiled, or not, maybe not oiled, but checked out. So we'll take the mounting bracket off and see whether this motor is made to get into or not. I mean, nothing else. You could always just spray in some electrical contact cleaner, right? And let it dry, let it evaporate. So there's our wiring in there. How are we doing here now? That's come loose, and it's held in by the wiring. And that's connected to there. But before I go any further with that, I want to, because I don't think I'm going to be able to take this motor apart either. And at least I'd like to clean these out. You can see all the fluff and dust in there and there. So let me take these brushes out and see how they compare to our friends over there. So they're at that side, the black dark ones. I'll put these ones over here. And that was not tight at all. And these have different screws on them. They don't have the big Bakelite plastic ones. These are steel screws. Okay, so that popped right off. Nothing flew out at me, so that's nice. There's the tube. That's what I'm more familiar with, those things. So we'll put that there. And we'll pull this out without letting it fly away. The brush seems in okay shape. The spring looks like it could use a little dousing in oil. And there is a little bit of, it's not unusual for them to look like that, because I've seen that before. But anyway, it's in good condition. The length is good. So we'll just park that one there. And then we'll go to our friend here. And we'll get it to come off too. Always careful so nothing flies out. And then we'll just pull this forward gently with my little screwdriver. There. Because I don't want the spring to send it all flying off, because they'll fly. And that one's pretty good shape too. Reasonably good length. little bit of dust or fluff right down there. Spring looking a little tired. Could use, you know, like a shave and a wash or whatever. Maybe a little bit of oil. I'm joking about the shave and the wash, folks. So those are the brushes. Now we see the terminals there. There's 2 screws here on this end. So let's see. Oh yeah, and there's 2 screws here on this end. There and there, but they're so dirty and dark in there that I didn't even notice them. Wow. So this is getting pretty exciting pretty quick. That's nice and loose. There was no real crack to that coming loose. That seems to have stopped. So I'm really not familiar with these motors because I've never worked on these ones before out of the 306s. Yes, and they have those double-ended studs just like the 400 motors do. Okay, that one is not quite loose yet. There it is now. There's the one screw. And then gently, gently, see, it's got this plate here that is kind of riveted in. There's the commutator there. You can see it spinning. You can see all the dust around it. There's one of the wires, kind of an orange color. I don't know if it was white at one time. There's the black one, so yeah, I figure that one might be another color. But, and we can see, you know, a lot of the dust at this end. Well, I don't think it came out. I think it went in. That's why they say you should never use any air. So, but you know what? At this end, there's a cut at this end, right there. Not on this end. So this one, this end of this, will slide out. Watch. You see it? There. Oh geez, was that the shim that fell? You ever fall on the floor? Oh geez. Well, anyway. So. Oh, there it is. Right by my sandal. And that's the shim that lines it up, like on the 400 series as well. And there's a good shot. It's a little bit grungy, like just with age. Like I don't think there's any oil on anything, but it's gonna have to be cleaned. All the dust is gonna have to be removed. And then I'll clean the whole thing with electronic cleaner, contact cleaner. But it looks like it's in reasonably good shape. The wires here, down here, they're looking okay, and the coils are still covered. These look in reasonably good shape. I mean, the contact cleaner, electronic contact cleaner. And we'll see these wires, but I'm not going to take them out for now. So that's that one. We'll put that over there at that side. And we know that that's the bracket for for that one. We can tell by the color. So we'll put that in there. So now we know how to get into this one, because we did all the experimenting with that one. So we'll just do the same thing. I just have to find the screws again. There they are. Gosh, they're dark. They're hard to find. And these ones were a little stickier. There was a little bit of a snap to get it undone. Let me get my magnet. See if it's ready to come out. Oh, good, we got her out. There we go. Have you guys got one of these magnets? It's extendable. Yeah, it'll telescope out. They're really, really handy. Okay, we'll get this other screw. So this is working out nice. I'm really happy about this. I mean, especially since, you know, this is, I call this live because, you know, I didn't come in here and check this out before. Which sometimes if it's a big deal, or if the machine's really, really in bad shape, you might have to, you know. I got the one. That's the other one. It just came out. Now, so now the screws are undone. They're out. It looks like it might do something here. See, that doesn't come apart in half like the other one, but it looks like this end comes off. Yeah, it's sliding off. See? Now I'm going to try not to lose any shims or springs. Nice and slow and gentle, Jebb. Oh yeah. What do we got in there? Wow, this one's different. Okay, there we go. Or do we? So, that's interesting the way that, see, there are two wires there, right? There and there. But they're soldered onto those posts, so I don't want to mess with them. Do those come out? Are those, you're able to gently push those out? No. So I can't remove those wires there, and then they're right into the motor there. So now my next option is to look here. Well, that is really different. That is extremely different. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I mean, I want to wash that commutator, not wash, but sand that commutator, and get everything cleaned. It's really, I can hear it scraping there, but I'll have to look at it. Maybe there's some more. There's some other screws. No, there's no other screws. The screws are out. And this covers the whole thing. It's awkward. Oh well, I'll have to work on it. So there's the two motors that I have to play with. There's a light that broke. This may actually be off of a, I wonder if it is off of the 306. I'm wondering now if it's off a 1591. No matter, because these motors are the same. Some of them are the same on other models as well. So there we have it, folks. I'm going to leave it there for now. Not a very exciting video. It is, from the aspect that we've got this motor apart and we can get to cleaning that, and that one's going to be, hopefully it doesn't end up on, it may end up on the shelf because it has to be rewired anyway completely. We'll check that wiring out later, but for now it looks like it's in reasonably good condition. So I'm just going to leave it there. And have a good day. Come back on Fridays. And please do subscribe. Thank you.